Have you ever felt that, like, that instant, overwhelming urge to say or do something, and then the second it's out, you just wish you could rewind?
Oh, absolutely. That feeling of immediate regret.
Exactly. It's that classic internal tug-of-war,
Yeah.
your cool, logical head versus your, well, passionate heart. It feels like they're constantly fighting.
It really does. And it begs that fundamental question: who is actually in charge inside our heads? Is it the thoughts or the feelings?
That's what we're diving into today, isn't it? Trying to untangle that really complex relationship.
Yeah, our mission is to explore how thinking and feeling work, where they come from, how they interact, sometimes smoothly, sometimes not so smoothly.
And the big goal here is understanding how knowing this can actually give you more control over your own life, your reactions.
Precisely. Think of them as let's say, the two most powerful members on your internal board of directors.
Okay, I like that analogy. And to really get it, we need to look back a bit, right?
Hmm.
This isn't exactly a new question people have been asking.
Not at all. This debate is ancient, millennia old, actually.
So where do we start? Plato.
Plato is the perfect starting point. It's amazing how his ideas from over 2,000 years ago still echo today. He used this brilliant analogy, the chariot allegory.
Right, the chariot. So the soul's the chariot.
Exactly, and there's a charioteer, the driver, who represents reason or logic, always trying to steer towards, truth and enlightenment.
But it's not just the driver. There are horses pulling it. Two of them, if I remember correctly.
That's right, two very different horses. One is noble, well-behaved. It represents the spirited emotions, things like ambition, courage, maybe righteous anger. This horse generally listens to reason.
Okay, the good horse. What about the other one?
Ah, the other one. That one's wild, unruly, chaotic. It stands for our base appetites and desires, lust, greed, raw passion, always trying to yank the chariot off course towards immediate pleasure.
So for Plato, living a good life meant reason constantly struggling to get these two powerful opposing forces to work together, to pull in the same direction.
That was the essence of it, a constant struggle for control by reason. And this idea that logic should be king and emotions are just messy problems, it really stuck around in Western culture for a long time.
You see that really clearly later with someone like Descartes, right?
Yeah,
I think, therefore I am.
exactly. René Descartes, cogito, ergo sum. He put rational thought at the absolute center of identity. Emotions, they were almost seen as like static on the line, disrupting clear thinking. That view dominated for centuries.
But eventually people started questioning that hierarchy, pushing back against the idea that logic is everything.
They did, slowly but surely. By the late 19th, early 20th century, you had psychologists like William James starting to argue that, hang on, emotions aren't just noise. They're important signals, they carry information.
And modern science, especially neuroscience, has really backed that up, hasn't it?
Oh, completely. We now know thoughts and feelings aren't enemies fighting for control. They're deeply interconnected partners. They need each other.
Okay, so that historical view sets the stage. How does this play out in our brains now? Let's talk about the modern psychological take. Daniel Kahneman's work seems crucial here.
Absolutely crucial. Kahneman's Thinking Fast and Slow gives us a fantastic framework with his concepts of System 1 and System 2.
Right. System 1 is the fast one, the emotional one.
That's it. System 1 is your emotional hotshot. It's incredibly fast, automatic, intuitive. It makes snap judgments, sees patterns instantly, reacts on the spot.
Like that gut feeling telling you a dark alley feels dangerous, or that you instantly trust someone's smile.
Exactly those things. And it runs effortlessly. Very low energy cost. It's like your brain's autopilot, always humming along in the background.
And it's tied to our evolution for survival.
Deeply. Think about our ancestors. Hear a twig snap, System 1 screams, danger, run, before you even consciously process, maybe it's a lion. No time for slow deliberation.
Those who reacted instantly were more likely to survive.
Precisely. So it's powerful, it's efficient, and honestly, it's often right.
Okay, so that's the fast, intuitive System 1. What about System 2, the deliberate CEO?
System 2 is the complete opposite in many ways. It's slow, deliberate, analytical. It's the part of your brain that solves complex problems, makes conscious choices, focuses attention.
Like doing math problems, weighing pros and cons of a big decision, learning a new skill. That takes real mental effort.
A lot of effort. System 2 is energy hungry. It gets tired easily. Kahneman even calls it lazy. It's your brain's manual mode. You have to consciously engage it.
So going back to the ice cream example, System 1 wants the whole pint now.
Yep. Instant gratification.
And system 2 is the voice saying, hold on, maybe just a small ball would be wiser. It can override the impulse.
It can override it, which
Yeah.
leads us back to that big question.
Who's really the boss?
And the perhaps unsatisfying answer is, it depends. System 1 is always on, constantly feeding suggestions, feelings, intuitions to System 2.
Okay.
And most of the time, because System 2 is, well, lazy and wants to conserve energy, it just kind of rubber stamps System 1's input. It goes along with the gut feeling.
So system 2 is technically the CEO.
Right.
But it often just delegates everything to its very fast, very emotional, sometimes very dramatic deputy, system 1.
You got it. That's a great way to put it. The CEO delegates heavily.
That makes so much sense. It explains those impulsive moments perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty, the brain parts involved. You mentioned an alarm and a firefighter.
Yeah, let's look at the neurobiology. Deep inside, you've got the amygdala, tiny almond-shaped structure. It's the core of System 1, the emotional alarm bell, constantly scanning for threats and rewards.
The first responder.
Exactly. Then right at the front of your brain, behind your forehead, is the prefrontal cortex, the PFC. That's the sophisticated CEO, the headquarters for System 2. Planning, self-control, rational thinking, that's its job.
Okay, amygdala and PSC.
Mm-hmm.
How do they interact? Let's use an example. That dreaded one-word email from the boss.
Urgent. Perfect example. The second you see that word urgent from your boss, bam, your amygdala lights up instantly, before a conscious thought. It connects urgent and boss with maybe past stress, floods your body with cortisol, adrenaline, heart pounds, palms get sweaty. You feel anxious. That's System 1 screaming.
Okay, the alarm is blaring. Now what? Does the PFC step in? The rational firefighter.
It tries to. The PFC receives that alarm signal from the amygdala and starts analyzing, okay, what's this about? Which project? Did I mess something up? It accesses memories, logic.
Tries to make sense of the alarm.
Right. And here's the crucial part. The outcome really depends on the state of your PFC at that moment.
Ah, so if the CEO is tired or stressed?
If your PFC is already overloaded, stressed, tired, distracted, it might just go along with the panic. It doesn't have the resources to challenge the amygdala's alarm, so you might catastrophize. Oh no, I'm getting fired.
And the thought fuels the feeling, which fuels the thought. A vicious cycle. Feelings are definitely the boss then.
They absolutely are in that scenario. But
Right.
what if the PFC is rested, focused, and engaged?
Then it can push back.
It can regulate. It can assess the situation more calmly. Okay, wait. My boss is usually direct. This is probably just about that report. No need to panic yet. That rational thought actually sends signals back to the amygdala, soothing the alarm. Your heart rate slows down.
Thoughts become the boss, reigning in the feelings.
Precisely. And this whole process, understanding that our thoughts about events, not the events themselves, drive our feelings, that's the core idea behind cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT.
Right. CBT teaches you to use System 2, your deliberate thinking, to challenge those automatic, often negative System 1 reactions and change your emotional response. That's incredibly empowering.
It really is. It gives you tools to manage that internal dynamic.
Okay, speaking of managing things, let's bust some common myths about thoughts and feelings. Myth number 1. Emotions are bad, irrational. Logic is good, reliable.
Such a pervasive myth. But as we've seen, emotions aren't bad. They're data. They're your brain's rapid-fire assessment of what matters right now. Fear means pay attention. Joy means this is good, seek more. Guilt means you might have violated a value.
And you mentioned Damasio's work earlier.
Yes, Antonio Damasio's research on patients with damage to emotional brain centers is fascinating. They couldn't make effective decisions, even simple ones. Their logic was fine, but without emotions to guide what was important or preferable, they were paralyzed. Logic needs emotional input.
So emotions aren't irrational noise, they're essential guides. Okay, myth 2. You should just suppress negative emotions, stuff them down.
Oh, that's a recipe for trouble. Trying to not feel something is like holding a beach ball underwater. It takes huge effort and eventually...
It pops up probably when you least expect it.
Exactly, often with more force. Research shows suppression is linked to increased anxiety, depression, even physical health problems like weakened immunity. The healthy approach isn't suppression, it's regulation.
Meaning?
Meaning acknowledging the feeling, saying to yourself, okay, I'm feeling really angry right now,
Yeah.
naming it, and then using your rational mind, your System 2, to choose how you want to respond to that anger constructively.
Acknowledge, then choose. Makes sense. Okay, final myth, and it's a big one. Men are logical, women are emotional.
Ugh, that one. It's pure cultural stereotype. Zero basis in neuroscience.
Really? No difference in the brain structures.
Fundamentally, no. The brain structures, System 1, System 2, they work the same way regardless of gender. Now, society has definitely pushed different rules for emotional expression on men and women historically.
Like telling boys not to cry or expecting women to be more nurturing.
Precisely, but the underlying capacity for both logic and emotion is universal. Everyone has both systems.
That's important to clarify. So looking ahead now, where is all this understanding taking us? What does the future look like for this thought-feeling integration?
It's heading in some really interesting directions. Think about effective computing.
Technology that reads emotions.
Basically, yes. Tech that can sense your emotional state through facial expressions, voice tone, maybe even heart rate, and adapt. Imagine an online tutorial sensing you're frustrated and offering a different explanation.
Or your car noticing you're getting drowsy from your driving patterns and suggesting a break.
Exactly, tailoring the interaction to your real-time emotional state.
It's pretty wild. What else?
Advanced neurofeedback. We can already see brain activity in real time. The future could involve training ourselves to literally strengthen the connection between our PFC, the logic center, and our amygdala, the emotion hub.
So you could practice emotional regulation and see the results on a screen, like exercising a specific brain circuit.
Potentially, yes.
Where?
Getting real-time feedback on how well you're modulating that emotional response, it could revolutionize mental wellness training.
Which leads to the idea of personalized mental health.
Definitely. Personalized mental wellness. If we can understand your specific patterns, how your System 1 and System 2 interact, what your common negative thought loops are, then future apps or therapies could offer incredibly tailored advice.
Not just generic think positive stuff.
No, much more specific. Like, okay, we see you often jump to this specific catastrophic thought when you feel anxious. Here's a targeted CBT exercise just for that pattern. Hyper-personalized support.
That sounds incredibly promising. So let's bring it all together. We started asking, who's the boss, thoughts or feelings? After this whole journey, what's the final verdict?
The verdict is, it's not a versus situation. It's not thoughts versus feelings. It's thoughts with feelings. They're partners in a constant, intricate dance.
Feelings are the super fast first responders shaped by evolution.
Right, giving us immediate intuitive data. And thoughts are the slower, analytical strategists, capable of planning and overriding those impulses.
Neither is inherently superior. They just have different jobs.
Exactly. And when we circle back to that initial question, why do we sometimes say or do things we regret?
It's often because System 1, the emotional fast system, hijacks the controls. Maybe System 2, the logical system, was too slow, too tired, or just wasn't paying attention.
Precisely. System 1 jumped in the driver's seat before System 2 could intervene.
So, the real power isn't about making one the absolute boss. It's about becoming a better collaborator, a better charioteer, going back to Plato.
That's the perfect way to think about it. Becoming a conscious charioteer who understands both horses, their strengths, their weaknesses, and learns how to guide them together more effectively.
So, a final thought for everyone listening, a practical takeaway.
Yeah, try this. The next time you feel a really strong emotion washing over you, anger, anxiety, even intense joy, just pause for 1 second.
Don't fight the feeling.
No, don't fight it. Just acknowledge it, notice it, and then gently ask yourself, what thought came right before this feeling?
Trying to identify the trigger thought.
Exactly. Just asking that question activates your System 2, your rational mind. It strengthens that connection between thought and feeling. It's like picking up the reins.
Because in the end, the boss isn't just the thought or just the feeling.
The boss is the one who learns to listen to both.